Welcome to The Good Ride. I'm James Beastie. Next to me is the Jones Ultra Mountain Twin, the Mountain Twin, and then not a twin, but the Frontier, the next step from the Mountain Twin in a more directional way. I rode this primarily with the Union Atlas and Nidecker Rift Lace. I got these in a wide variety of conditions. I rode these almost the same run with the same boots, same bindings, and the same day, just to get a good three-way comparison here. When it comes to sizing, these 57s feel great. I just feel like both are the right size. So does the Frontier in a 59. When it comes to shape, these are pretty much almost true twins. They're called directional twins. When it comes to camber profile, all three of these boards have a very similar camber profile. There's camber between the feet going into early rise with a little bit of spoon tech in the nose. That does bleed down a little bit into the effective edge where the camber ends, but it's barely noticeable. The Jones Mountain Twin and Ultra Mountain Twin have a little more spoon tech going on than the Frontier. Let's talk flex. This Jones Ultra Mountain Twin is really stiff, especially right here between the feet, but it has good pop. It's just a little more work to access it. The nose and tail feel a little softer. Then you take this and you just get a lot more flex. I can really get this to bend easy. And that's why I like the Mountain Twin a little better than the Ultra Mountain Twin personally. And then you compare it to the Frontier. This is definitely in the medium stiff world. This borders on medium stiff, but this is a step even more into the medium stiff realm. I like the Jones Mountain Twin a little better. The Frontier's a little bit more difficult to butter than the Ultra Mountain Twin, but it was doable. But all three of these boards have early rise before the nose and tail, so they're already lifted up, so it's easier to leverage into them. The spoon nose though, with the Mountain Twin and the Ultra Mountain Twin, takes a little bit of work if you want to do a tripod or a long nose butter or a long tail butter. Sometimes you can engage that spoon nose and it can wash out a little easier. When it comes to uneven terrain, hard micro bumpy snow, this gets way more cranky than the Jones Mountain Twin, but it's still acceptable. And it's not like a lot of ultra boards. This really handles itself well in all conditions. When it comes to base glide though, the Ultra Mountain Twin just kicked these boards' asses, but these boards have very good base glide, especially for their price point. They're better than most boards in that price point, and Jones always does base glide right. When it comes to edge hold, the edge hold is great. I love the disruption in the side cut. All three of these boards have just mellow bumps throughout that really help grip in harder snow. The 3D contour base, the spoon tech, can be a little problematic with the Ultra Mountain Twin and the Mountain Twin. And in firm snow, when you feel that grip between the feet, you want to lay into a harder carve. Sometimes the lift there can make the board wash a little more than you would think. And I've done that many a times with the Mountain Twin, and they have the same tech. So you just have to put a lot more weight between the feet in your turns, and you have to remember that. That can mess with you a little bit, but these have this nice stable feel that want to track well into a kicker while still not being super straight liney. You can have a fun turning experience. It's just maybe a touch on the straight line side, but overall very balanced. Then when you get on edge and you really want to like rail through a turn that can do just about any kind of turn, you can circle carve, okay. Across the groomer carve, pretty good. Kind of keep those middle radius carves and turns. That just does this fine with the Ultra Mountain Twin and the Mountain Twin. And then if you want to do more longer, drawn out, narrow S turns that border on being a straight line, does pretty good, and this does it better than the Mountain Twin for sure. When it comes to powder, unlike a lot of true twins with a centered stance, you can get 1.75 inches back from center of board with the Ultra Mountain Twin and Mountain Twin at a 22.75 inch stance width. When I took out the Ultra Mountain Twin, did a run, then grabbed the Frontier and did a run, it was such a night and day difference. The one thing the Ultra Mountain Twin has going for it is that faster base. I could traverse further than I could with the Frontier. It traversed just as far as the Stratos, which I compared that day to. You could really feel that base glide in powder with this. If you like riding switch in powder, these are great. I think you might like The Mind Expander Twin, more for that, a good bit more. But if you like that more of that true twin mountain freestyle feel, these are better. And switch, this Ultra Mountain Twin and Mountain Twin do it so well. They're not quite a true twin, but they're pretty damn close when you set it up on the freestyle stance setting. That does a great job either direction. These things track so well into a jump, and you can go into them switch, land switch, however you want to do it. Not that I'm really hitting anything more than little micro jumps around the mountain. Overall, I like the Ultra Mountain Twin. I love that faster base, but I think I really like the more easy, accessible flex of the Mountain Twin, and I enjoyed the turning experience of the Frontier more than all of these boards. They're all great boards in their own way. It just really depends on what you're into. I think most people will be happiest with the Mountain Twin, but there are some that if you always wanted a Mountain Twin like this, but you just wanted a stiffer flex, you want to go a little bigger, you want to go a little harder, you're a stronger rider than the average rider like myself, this might be a great fit for you.